All right. Well, thanks. Thanks, Kevin, for getting us started, and thanks for everybody for joining us. I'm not going to give you a huge introduction, Marie-Helen, because we only have 20 minutes, and everything you do would probably take up that amount of time. So I'm happy to introduce Marie-Helen from Equinox Gold, and to say that we've been, I don't know, working together probably for the past 5 years, I think, Marie, possibly. So we've been working very diligently on looking at the needs of the labor needs in the Greenstone area, and how Equinox Greenstone Gold has been an amazing partner in trying to make sure that everybody in the community and the region gets fair opportunity for employment, and has partnered with the college and many other training facilities to make sure that there's accurate and appropriate training coming down for people for those opportunities. So I will turn it over to you, Marie-Helen, and we can hear about your exciting venture there.
Yes, yes,
Thanks.
it's an exciting. Exactly, it was a couple of years of putting the pad together, but now we are moving forward. So it's very nice. So first of all, I would like to thank the host, Carol, and the college to ask us to come and present and talk a little bit about our collaboration with the college. So thank you very much, Carol. So I'm sorry if I'm turning on the other way. The screen that I need to read here is on the other side. So the first thing I would like to do is I would like to begin with an acknowledgement that the land on which we operate, Greenstone Gold Mine, we operate on Treaty 9 territory, and it is the traditional territories of Ezede, Barrowland First Nation, Ginugaming First Nation, Long Lake 58 First Nation, and the home of the citizen of the Métis Nation of Ontario, Miigwech. That's the first part, most important part of my presentation. So today I thought we would, yes, talk about the collaboration with the college, but I think the first thing we need to do is to give you a little bit of overview of our project. I'm not going to do a project update, but really an overview, give you a little bit of history of the region, some things about the project, what we're planning to build, and specifically talk about the operation position that will be available pretty shortly, as you will be seeing during the presentation. And after, I will talk about the collaboration that we have with our training partners. I will give you a little bit of time to read this slide, so you can see that on that slide that the Greenstone Gold Mine is a joint venture. We have two partners. We have Equinox Gold, so this is why we hear a lot of Equinox Gold these days. So they are our main partner with 60%, and we are also a partnership with Orion Gold at 40%. So the way it's made is that we have a business called Greenstone Gold Mine, and they are we have two partners, and at the moment we are developing Greenstone Mine, which is part of Greenstone. So our project is located in the Geraldton area. Geraldton is located, so some of you know, 3 hours away from Thunder Bay. It's a beautiful region, lots to discover, and lots of mining history. So the mining history go back in time, but the main part was in 1930 to the 70s with the hard rock deposit. And after we had Premier Gold for us, for our history, that acquired the hard rock deposit in 2008, following by a couple of milestones. One of the milestones was in 2015, where Centerra Gold purchased for 50% of the project. So at that time, a lot of things happened. We were able to do our environmental assessment and get it approved by the federal and the provincial. But most importantly, we were able to sign 3 impact benefit agreement with our partners, our Indigenous partners. So we had different things done. We had a feasibility study. We did an update. And a big thing happened to us in 2021. We were acquired. So we were acquired by Equinox and Orion. And I don't know if some of you saw, but we had a beautiful event on October 27 this year. We had our groundbreaking ceremony for full-scale construction, which for us was very key. Thank you, Carol, for the clapping. So this was very key. And this made the collaboration with the college and our First Nation communities very important for us, because this was the go-to from the Ministry of Labor to say, we're there, there's employment, and we need support. So what are we building? So a lot of people are asking us, what's Greenstone? What are we building? What do we have? So I'm just going to go back to the first. Of course, the picture that you're seeing at the moment, there's lots of movement that happened. That was, if I would have shown you this picture a year ago, that would have been accurate. Now it's completely changing because we're preparing to build the infrastructure. So when we talk about construction, so we're preparing the land for construction of the infrastructure that we will be doing, and preparing as well for the open pit. I'm not going to be too technical because, as Carol said, I'm the HR manager and I'm not a technical person, but I know enough to be able to guide you through this. So what are we building? So we are going to build some crushers. We are going to build a process plant, a power plant, an administrative building, permanent effluent water treatment plants and ponds. This is very nice. This is something that we are very proud of, because this is, it's not a green field. In mining, when we talk about a green field, that means that there was no activity before us. But as I mentioned at the beginning, we had some mining activity in the past, and the tailing of those activity has a lot of contaminant in it. So we will be, the first step that we need to do based on assessment, environmental assessment, is to make sure that we decontaminate, sorry, my words, and decontaminate those tailings. So this is something we're pretty proud, and one of the major effects of the lake is the water getting into the lake. So at the moment, we are cleaning the water that's in the ground that goes into the water. So the investment is huge, $1.5 billion of investment. We have 5.5 million reserve of gold, and so this is really good. So we will be the third biggest mine in Ontario and the fourth biggest mine in Canada. So it's a good thing for the region. So this is a map a little bit to give you a perception of what we're building. I just want to point out for the non-mining people, those big trucks. So those trucks are huge. And if you have a look at them compared to the building around, you can see that this is pretty big. So we can even see here, I'm not sure if you see my mouse, there's a truck there, but so this is very big infrastructure. So the main thing that we will build in the next couple of years, the next 2 years, is what we call the process plant here. So it's this massive building that we are building at the moment. So we are putting the ground secure to be able to build on the top of it. So we are opening the region, and we have different partners. Of course, we cannot function without our 5 Indigenous partners. As I mentioned in our acknowledgements, we are currently working with SZA, Arrowland First Nation, Ginugaming First Nation, Long Lake 58, and the Métis Nation of Ontario to build this mine. And of course, we are in the municipality of Greenstone, so we are really working closely with the municipality as well. So those are our main partners for the project. Let's talk about jobs, because this is why we're here, and this is why we are with the college. So we are planning to have around 800 new jobs, some job creation during construction. Construction is about a length of 2.5 years from now. So we will, during the time that we will build the infrastructure that I showed you before. During the course of the 14 years of operation, the average will be 500 people working at our mine. This is something absolutely fabulous, because the region needs employment, and we're there for that. And there's a lot of jobs that will be available. As you can see, we will reduce the employment rate. And a little bit of economic for the people interested here. So taxes that will be giving back to the communities here. Now I'm going to go talk a little bit about my field. What are we looking for kind of position? So the workforce, we are always dividing it in 3 sections when we talk about the mine. We are talking about the mine operations. So this is really the truck, people going in, removing the rocks, bringing the rocks to the process plant, planning the pit. So all of this is the mine operation. And this is where the majority of the available job for the local workforce will be. And this is the driving of the big trucks here as well. The second part is the process plant and the power plant. So this is more technical work, but there's a lot of operation position as well because we need to operate this plant. So this is more technical. This is more the big building inside the building that I showed you before. And of course, there are all the general and administration, people like me working in HR, people working in environment. This is very key for business, accounting, site services, health and safety, supply chain. So the list of, there's lots of lists on the general and administration, but the key position available will be in the mining and in the process plant. So this is just a nice graph of how much people we will need. So at the moment, we stand about at the 40 employee, and this is strictly for operation. I don't count any people working on the project for the construction because those positions will eventually disappear or be merged into production or operation. So if you can see in 2022, we will end the year with about 150 people. So we have a tremendous work to do to be able to attract people and also train people to be able to start our mine. So we will start very heavy, and after we will see it will be stable for a couple of years. And as the mine ends, it will be there. But I just want to mention that there is also a lot of potential for other mines around. There's the Beermore area, but there's also the underground hard rock as well. So at the moment, we talk about 14 years, but there may be another opportunity as well. So the workforce development, this is very key because our mine don't have a camp. So this means that it's a local based mine. We are not going to have fly in, fly outs like most of the mines in Ontario. We will be a residential mine. That means that we need to train the local people to be able to work on our job. There's two reasons for that. The first one I just told you, but as well, research has made that if you are working in a region you live, you're from, you're more likely to stay in the position as well. So those people around want to stay in the region, and we want them to work for our business. So we are working really closely with our Indigenous communities and all the local agencies like the college and the municipality to support training initiative to prepare the workforce for job at a Greenstone mine. One thing we are very keen on is that we do believe that the Indigenous communities needs to have their training plans to fit their needs, to fit our business needs. So they are the owners of their training strategy, and we are collaborating with them to build them. So we are telling them what we need, and they are the best people to know what they need to do to achieve employment with Greenstone. So this is why it's the Indigenous community with the collaboration of Greenstone Gold Mine College and their respective training partners that develop community-based training program that's aligned with us. So for us, this is the key, and we always work that way. And we are working really closely with each community to make sure that they achieve the goal, but they are successful as well. Just a little bit of history here. This is a little graph about our partners. So of course, we have the first one at the top is our Indigenous communities. We are working closely with the college. We are working closely with the local implement agency. We have other training partners, and we work really closely with the Ministry of Training, Labor Training, Skill and Development. Keep changing. So this is the ministry. So we are all working collaboration towards the same goal, is to employment. But all the strategy comes from the Indigenous community or the local agency. So Greenstone Gold Mine, we're not a training agency, so we don't train people. We just make sure that people surrendering us are training people so we can have a solid workforce. So the college, how did the college came into to us? So we had our initial conversation in 2019. I think we met before, but the initial way of introducing the college to our partners was in 2019. We heard about great success that they had with other training strategy that were in collaboration with local Indigenous communities. And we also knew that they had training facility in the Greenstone area. So for us, that was a game changer because we didn't know a lot about how we will train the workforce. So what we did is we starting to introduce the college to our Indigenous communities, and they took the decision to work in collaboration with them. So we did more an introduction, and we're all working together at the moment. So just to give you an example of what beautiful things that happened, in 2020, all our communities were able to secure some funding through the Skill Catalysis Fund. And in 2021, they did the Skill Development Fund, and they did receive a fair amount of the training dollars, which is awesome. There's a lot of training initiative going on in each communities at the moment, linked with ourselves or our contractors. So this is also key at the moment. So now we are building, developing another set for there's a round 2 of skill development funds. And so we are also introducing some of the local agency in it as well. So we will have multiple training going on at the same time, and some of them work in collaboration. So we hope to get more funding we hope those Indigenous community and local agency gets more funding to be able to train linked to employment. So Carol, back to you.
Great.
Thank you very much for taking the time. It was 20 minutes. I talk a lot, Carol knows. I think some of you on the line know me, so they know I talk a lot, but hopefully I was able to cover your expectations. I also want to say that if there is community members on this call and you're looking for training, please contact your implementation coordinator in each of the community. They're the best one to refer you from some training. As I said before, they own the training, so we want to make sure they go through them to ask for training. Thank you.
Thanks, Marie-Helen. Yeah, it's been a great journey. And did I misspeak? We haven't been hanging out for 5 years. Has it just felt like it's been that long?
I
don't know.
4 years, Carol.
Okay, I was close. Oh, can you hear?
Carol, your microphone is on your forehead.
Oh, that's probably why. Good thing I have a really loud voice. There we go. I was drinking.
4 years, Carol.
Okay, I was close then. Yeah. So
but we can expand, right?
Yeah, it feels like you've been having to meet with me a lot. So I just figured it was probably a really long time. So I don't know if there's any questions from anyone in the audience that we might want to address. We have maybe a minute or two.
We do have a question from it looks like I know I'm gonna butcher this name, but Jawaden Security. Do you foresee a requirement for security coverage during the construction phase? So not an unusual question.
No, we do have a partnership with LDMP. So I would suggest to visit their website or visit our website. All our contractors are there. So we have a partnership with them, and they do provide security. So if you are interested, please go to our career page and you will see MDLP, and you can search for them and apply directly with them.
Outstanding. So those of you that are in the audience, we've got 40 people here. I mean, wow, what a great turnout this afternoon. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and just type them in the chat, and we'll make sure that that Carol and Marie-Helen can get those questions answered for you.